What is up, fam? This message finds you all well and in great spirits. Well. The C8 Corvette has been revealed, and now it's also available for people putting deposits down like we did ourselves. We are going to be pursuing a 2020 Corvette. Let me make out the check, which we'll do now. Just a Kerbeck. And then 4, I'll put right here in the 4 section, I'll put C8. In the beginning of 2020 when they get released. But as the dust has settled and we've had a chance to digest everything, sleep on it, and now there's some issues that have come to my mind. I just left a chance to seeing it at FC Kerbeck in Atlantic City. Now they're also available at many dealerships around Chevrolet to come see it for yourself in person and make your own informed decisions. So some things kind of stood out to me when I got a chance to see it in person, and I'm going to share with you. They're in no particular order, but these are kind of flaws, or I don't hate it. It's the things that I'm kind of concerned about, and things I actually don't like too, after seeing it in person, getting a chance to digest it. We'll start with the simple things. One of the things that I didn't like, or that I wish they would have done, and I said this before in many videos, I wish they would have had a center mount exhaust out of the rear end. Kind of just wish they put the exhaust though still in the middle. Maybe they'll do it for the other packages.
You know what? I just noticed that. I never even noticed the exhaust, but yeah, I assumed it was in the middle. Yeah,
that needs to be in the middle.
But I wonder if they couldn't do it because of the trunk though.
Probably, maybe.
They might have the trunk up. Look, see how you can see back there. See how there's all stuff?
Yeah. Now, I don't know that has to be that way with the quad tip exhaust on the outside of the bumper because of cooling, because it is a mid-engine car. But, you know, having a chance to see the C7, drive a C6, and that quad tip exhaust in the middle, center, always something I thought was pretty cool that Corvette did. This will be my first Corvette ever that I'm getting, let alone my first mid-engine car. So that center exhaust is kind of something to be desired, but of course I'm sure they'll put that in the high performance models if it doesn't affect the cooling issue, because the rear section is different because it's a mid-engine, right? Secondly, another simple issue that I didn't really care for was the new Stingray symbol. I don't know if I like that Stingray symbol right in the middle. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good one. So far, these are my only gripes with the car. Only in small gripes, right? I know that sounds simple. Coming from a Mustang perspective, love the running horse. Love the symbols. I mean, if you're a Hellcat, the Hellcat symbol's cool. I just didn't feel good about the Stingray symbol. I know they reworked it to make it more like a javelin, and they have it on the center and the rear of the Corvette like trunk lid, which is actually the hood lid, if that makes sense. Don't really like it. I might have to get that removed or taken off. Just keep it a clean look. I get the Stingray thing, heritage-wise, but as far as symbols concerned, not really a fan of how it kind of looked. I felt like it was kind of forced in there. Don't really like it. I think I'd take it off. Plus, I'm a Steve Irwin fan, so RIP to my man here. So I would take the Stingray symbol off. Now, besides the fun, interesting little quirks of taking the Stingray symbol off, and you know, I think the exhaust, they're gonna have it maybe center mounted for more high performance models. Something else came to mind, and someone brought that to my attention. I was at the reveal. Was that the concern that is a mid-engine car. A mid-engine car, most of those cars are exotic cars. You think about McLaren, you think about Ferrari, you think about Porsche, and you think about maintenance costs. Now, we're not talking about warranty claims, because obviously if it's under warranty, you're covered. But I don't know what the maintenance costs are going to be. Coming from like the Mustang world, it's more of a cheaper car, and compared to the sports car pantheon, I don't know what that car is going to cost. Simple things, simple routine things, oil changes, things of that nature. Because of the fact that it's all in there in the back, the accessibility to do things, it might be more expensive. So we have to be prepared for that. When we get it, we'll share you that information. That does concern me because, you know, first things we do at Mustang, as a Mustang guy, you know, exhaust intake, right? I don't know how that's going to be, because to piggyback off of the service costs, it is also a first-year car, and I would personally say forget about modifying the car. It should be pretty crazy from the factory as well, but I've always heard, and I've heard, and I've also read that they're going to do like over-the-air updates for your ECU for the Corvette, which is cool, but also scary because I don't expect us to put a cam in it. A cam Corvette always sounds cool, but I doubt that we can put a cam in the C8 Corvette and get away with it, because I think that's going to mess up your warranty, as well as the fact that if you remember, the Z51, they were having trouble unlocking the ECU for a while. Now they can, But, you know, a lot of guys always want to go faster and push the envelope because these Corvettes come from the factory to meet federal regulations, emission standards, and there's always some hidden horsepower everywhere, right? With a tune, you can find it. But I don't think it's a smart idea to modify the car, especially brand new, first year out. Now, that's the pot calling the kettle black because I did modify the 2018 Mustang, tuned in intake, headers, exhaust, the whole nine, and voided the warranty, I'm sure. Luckily, the car was stout and did a great job. I won't take that risk with the C8 Corvette because, again, I have no experience with Corvettes, mid-engine cars. I don't know what that's going to be. Our saving grace is it is the same pushrod LT motor, so hopefully that works out well. But, of course, you have a new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, so that's kind of a concern, you know. What time will tell. That's one of the reasons that when we have the ownership experience, we will push the car to its limits stock. Drag strip, go take it to the racetrack, daily drive it, miles per gallon, simple things to kind of really put it through its paces and see if it's all it's cracked up to be, because it's a pretty face for sure. And I said it before, it's almost like a paper tiger. Like, are you sure? Is it too good to be true? So those are some kind of concerns I have with the fact about maintenance and modding it that we'll have to, time will tell, and it will remain to be seen, because a lot of people, which is rightfully so, want to wait for the first year to get the kinks out. Now, this is also glaringly important, right? We have to talk about resale value. This car is going to be basically, and I think Chevy's vision is to have it a lot and all over the place. They want to push this car, get it out to the masses. They want it on the streets. They want you to show it off. They want you to be able to basically, it's going to be like Grand Theft Auto in real life. You're going to see these really cool supercar, mid-engine supercar lookalikes all over the place. And for good reason. The car is affordable. The car is gorgeous. And it's fast. So you should be able to see it. But with that being said, you're going to have a lower resale value than you think. Now, we're getting a GT500, and that's going to have a higher resale value because it's lower volume. It's a lower volume car. They're only making 5,000 units. Whereas, from what I understand, Chevy wants to throw these out the door. Like, they're going to push them and push them and push them, which is cool because, hey, look at the Mustangs. Like, I'm in a Mustang, best-selling sports car in the world, but the resale values are really bad. I mean, I bought this $52,000. It's barely worth a tick over 30 now, just a year and a half later. So that kind of scares me for the quote-unquote investment. I know cars aren't an investment, but for me, the channel, the content, we're doing it for that purpose. So the resale value is very low. Whereas the GT500 we're getting, if not get our money back, get a little bit more if we ever had to sell it. So the resale value is something you have to consider with the Corvette. I hope people don't think, I know some people said, you know, it's the first mid-engine Corvette, I'll just hold on to it and save it, and then maybe in like 30 years, we'll get rid of it. There's going to be so many. There's going to be so many. They're going to be all over the place. I doubt you get your money back. That's why you should get the model you want and enjoy it stock for as long as you can. And because the price tag is lower, try to just pay it off and own it would be a good recipe for success there. So, you know, mid-engine scared for service, worried about the fact that you can't mod it. The resale value is a little low. And me personally, I'm just being picky. I don't really like the Stingray badge. Don't like the center exhaust. These are some honorable mentions that I think we had to remain to be seen when we drive the car. That center like little dash like of buttons, maybe it'll grow on me, but I am glad it's not like touch, because I know the Cadillacs had that, and I like that you can actually physically push the buttons. That looks promising. There is a lot of adjustability with the seats. It's longer, but I don't know. We had to see with that center stack and how that would work out. So those are my 5. You know, just thinking about the car, thinking about it, putting the deposit down, sharing it with you. Just to reiterate, we'll repeat ourselves just because my own personal, don't like the Stingray badge. Don't like that there's no center exhaust, but it could be for cooling. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Comment below. We have to remember it's a mid-engine Corvette, so I would stay away from modifying it or thinking like that, because you have to get service done to it. So who knows what the service stuff's going to be. Also, you got to remember this resale value is not going to be as crazy as you think. It's going to be a mass-produced car. And lastly, which is kind of something that, you know, just my own personal preference, those buttons in the center, that like line, it looks like a jet, looks cool, but we'll see about functionality. But besides that, I'm super excited. Never had a Corvette, never owned a mid-engine car. Again, it should be coming February, March of next year, so we have plenty of time. I haven't even spec'd out the car yet I want. I'll do that with you in about a month or so. I don't know when GM's gonna officially release the pricing options and how expensive our car may or may not be. We'd like to stay in the $60,000 range to be able to handle all these cars and bring you that content. So we'll see what happens. But I had to pull over. Just saw the car. Let me know what your comments are below. Or, you know, what are your concerns or thoughts with the new mid-engine Corvette? Is it service? Is it maintenance? Is it modifying it? Is it the Stingray badge or the center exhaust or the center dash? There's a lot of things going on. I know my one friend didn't like the wheels too much, but there's a lot. The car is not perfect, but it is a great opportunity. Anyways, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate you liking, subscribing. We're growing fast. Your support means a ton because we can do this. I'm basically living a crazy, awesome automotive experience with you guys. I really, really do appreciate your support. I try to answer many actual DMs. They're good too on Staying Mode Official on Instagram. Comments, I try to hit up the comments the first couple hours of the video, then I kind of get lost in the sauce. It gets to be a little bit too much. Anyways, thanks so much. It's getting hot. Stay safe, be cool, because you guys know it never ends. Peace.